This is a great comment, okay? When you're crafting characters for romantic comedies and you're doing what I like to call a shenanigans kind of a movie. I'm Hollywood's best story analyst 10 years in a row and a produced and sold screenwriter. What's a shenanigans movie, you ask? A shenanigans movie is where it is nonstop nonsense, where like the washing machine overflows and they're slipping and sliding in bubbles. You know, it's like that kind of a thing, right? So when you're doing a shenanigans movie or a romantic comedy, you need your main character, your protagonist, to have something called an ear. And that means like not really physically, literally an ear, but they're the person who the main character relies on, like a touchstone, like the person that the main character relies on to talk out the problems of that they're having in the course of the movie. And they're there for comic relief and to give support to the main character. They should be only so well developed, okay? So when you have a side character ear, they need to be great, they need to be funny, they need to have one or two defining qualities that you can go back to as a running gag. But once you start having too deep a character as your ear in a comedy, what happens is they outshine the main lead. And this is what happened in Office Romance. Her ear, her best friend, was giving it the entire movie. And she had many wild scenes. She had to do a lot of physical comedy and a lot of like quips, and like she had to be there to support, but also be fun. She was so much better developed than the main character in the same movie, that she got totally outshone. Now, Jennifer Lopez is beautiful and she looked fantastic, but the real star of that movie was her hairdresser, because those highlights are just top tier. Like her hair was so good through every scene in that movie. That's the real star of this movie. And then Betty Gilpin is next because she was so funny. But where I'm at is you can't overdevelop your ears, your side piece characters, your best friends characters, because then your main character has to compete for attention. And then you don't want to have your audience walk away being on the side of the ear and not your protagonist. That's why you've got to be careful when you're writing these characters.